Hi everybody, welcome back. It's time to do my spring tree swipe. If you look over my shoulder, I've got my autumn one and my winter tree swipe here. So if I show you up close, they're swipes with floetrol, Australian floetrol, and then I've swiped through with a piece of plastic to create the tree. So I'm doing a range, I'm doing a series of the 4 seasons, so autumn and winter. So it's now time to do spring. So I've picked out just some beautiful spring colours based around the colours of cherry blossom, which reminds me of spring. So really excited to see how this one plays out. These are the colours I want to use. So these two colours, first of all, are the cherry blossom. So Amsterdam light rose, and then Amsterdam caput mortuum violet, and then Amsterdam sky blue. And then I just felt it was right to add the green because of the spring, the buds. So I've got this lovely green, which is Pebeo Studio Acrylics Chrome Green Hue. And this is the colour, and this is a diluted colour with white. So I've got a really pale version and a darker version. So I think I'm going to use both. And I wanted a little bit of warmth. So I've got here some pewter colour. I didn't really want gold. I just felt it would clash. I didn't really want yellow, although yellow is a spring colour. I just felt it would clash with these. So I'm thinking about just adding a little bit of pewter because it's quite a nice warm colour. So all these paints, they're mixed with floetrol. I'll put the recipe in the description. And then my cell activator, I've mixed with Australian floetrol, white Amsterdam paint with Australian floetrol. And again, I'll include the recipe in the description for you. I'm using a 20 by 30 centimetre canvas. So I'm just first of all going to put down some white paint. And then I'm going to blow that out with the hairdryer because by doing that I get a really nice even thin layer of paint. So that's my base covered. So let's have a bit of a think about the order in which I'm going to put these colours down. I think I'm going to start, I don't know what order. I'm going to start with some light green. So I'm going to do, in fact, I need to think about this because whatever colour I put down first in the centre of the swipe is the colour that is going to dominate the tree trunk because it's the lowest colour down. So I don't want a green tree trunk. I think I would rather have a dark purple tree trunk. Right, I'm going to go for the caput mortuum violet. So all I'm going to do is put a nice vertical line. Oh, not like that. There you go, like that, down the centre of the canvas. It doesn't have to be straight, it doesn't have to be even because I'm going to be swiping this out, so it really doesn't matter. Let's go for a bit of the pale pink next. Now, the reason these aren't coming out very evenly is because I'm at the ends of bottles. So I really need to spend some time refilling all my bottles. But for this, it just doesn't matter. Right, let's go pale green. Put some of the pewter down. Sky blue. And then I think I'm going to finish with a little bit of the dark green. Right. Just looks quite green, but the colours are underneath, aren't they? going to go with it. So for the swipe, I'm using my cell activator, which I've got in this separate pot here. Let's just give it a bit of a mix up. Because it's got Australian floetrol in, Australian floetrol seems to separate. So certainly when you pour it out the bottle, you have to give it a really, really good shake. So I'm always a bit nervous that although this is now mixed with paint, I'm always a bit nervous that it still separates. So yeah, just giving it a really good mix up before I use it. So what I'll do is just put a little line of it on here. Now I've just got a piece of plastic. I'm just going to dip the plastic in. So I've got a little layer of the paint along the edge there. Now when I did this before, I found if I swiped with my left hand, I got much better coverage. So I'm going to start somewhere not at the bottom. I'm going to push that in and pull it across and see what happens. I was finding when I was using my right hand, I wasn't pushing deep enough and getting the colours to spread across, whereas with my left hand, I seem to be. So yeah, I think I'm happy with that. It does look a bit white. Let's go again. So I'm going to go again with a little bit of an overlap if I can. So I feel like it's a little bit too green. Obviously the trunk, it will change, but I'm just not, I think it's too white at the edges. I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit more colour down and swipe again. It is really pretty, but I'm just not feeling it at the moment. It's too white for me. I'd like that colour really to spread out a bit more. Right, let's see if I've got enough of this. Right, I am much happier. I've got a lot more colour and I can see all the colours. I can see the different shades of green. I can see the violet, the blue and the pale pink. Much happier now. So I think there's a bit more blue here. So I think it makes sense to actually have the blue at the top where the sky would be. The colours are gorgeous, really happy with this. Right, so to create a swiper, I'm just simply going to cut one of these pieces of plastic in half. So I've cut the plastic, so I've got a slightly wider piece and then a really narrow piece. So I'm going to do the initial swiping with the slightly larger piece to create the tree trunk, and then I'll add a little bit more detail in afterwards with the smaller one. So first of all, I'm just going to go straight up to create the trunk, and then I'll just drift off in wiggly lines just to make some branches. So the tree's going to be wider at the bottom. So I'm just going to start at an angle here. So finished swiping. I found that tree the most difficult tree so far, and I think the reason being is a lot of the colours are quite pale, and I really wanted the depth of the purple to come through for contrast. I'm not 100% happy. What I think I will do is actually with a paintbrush add some more of the Caput Mortem Violet in certain places once it's dry, just embellish it a little bit. The lacing and the colours within this lacing is absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous, love it. So absolutely love this. I really love the colour scheme. It is a little bit pale compared to the other two, so it might stand out a little bit too much, but it will darken as it dries. So I think the key will be just to adding a little bit more of the darker colour once it's dry, just to the tree. The base is perfect. You've got all the colours. I'm so glad I re-swiped because you can see the blue. You've got the green, but there's less green. So pretty. So I'll be back when it's dry. So here is the finished spring tree. I have embellished it, I have changed it a little bit. It was too pale. So what I've done is gone back in with the Caput Mortem Violet and just sort of highlighted the edges of some of these branches. I've added a little bit of extra in here. I've just darkened it up and just defined it a little bit more. And also added a border. So again, Caput Mortem Violet, I painted on and then used my silver Posca pen just to create almost like a little shadow border within, which I think works really well. These colours are gorgeous, absolutely love them. I think green doesn't get used enough, or certainly I don't use it enough in paintings, but it can look absolutely beautiful. And it's just subtly trickling through, and in the background there, just beautiful cells and beautiful lacing. So yeah, really happy. I'm glad that I'm going for the dark border again. The border for my other two paintings is also a darker border. And I think that will be key, and that will sort of pull it all together, because otherwise this is a much paler painting than the others. But I think because the border is darker, they're all going to have that in common. So it will sort of link all three of them. Great, let me know what you think. I've got my summer tree planned. I've got the colours sorted. Just need to find the time now to do the painting. So yeah, let me know what you think. Leave me any comments you want to. Please hit the thumbs up button if you like it. Great, take care. Bye.